We are a commercial construction firm. We believe in being the complete solution, meaning we believe that we're an extension of our clients and we provide a personalized experience from a project's conceptual phase through closeout and even beyond if they have service and maintenance needs or additional questions or concerns.
Welcome to Business Ninjas, brought to you by WriteForMe, where you'll hear from business leaders who are out there growing their business and slaying it every day. Learn from the masters. Let's get started.
Hey everybody, welcome back for another episode of Business Ninjas. I'm here today with Kaitlin Kingman. She's the marketing director at Haynes Group, Inc. Kate, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, excited to have you. So Kate, why don't you start and tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm Kate. I'm the marketing director at Haynes Group, a commercial construction management firm based in West Bridgewater, Massachusetts. I guess my origin story is sort of interesting. It began when I was a small child. My father worked for an electrical company and would often bring me to his office on Saturday mornings. And I was obsessed with the multicolored electrical tape for whatever reason. So I would play in the warehouse with those. So I guess I was just destined to be in the construction industry. But my love for communication studies really developed in high school, where I spent 3 years in journalism and further fostered that love at Bridgewater State University, where I began taking theory courses in marketing and public relations. I will say that while I do have a strong background in interpersonal PR and strategic communication, a lot of what I do every day has been self-taught, from the programs that we use to, of course, the numerous digital platforms and website development.
That's fantastic. So it sounds like you've had a bit of a journey kind of leading up to you being the marketing director at Haynes Group. I think that's fantastic. So tell me more about Haynes Group.
We are a commercial construction firm. We believe in being the complete solution, meaning we believe that we're an extension of our clients and we provide a personalized experience from a project's conceptual phase through closeout and even beyond if they have service and maintenance needs or additional questions or concerns.
Interesting. So talk to me a little bit about kind of, the company's portfolio, like what sort of work, have you guys done?
Yeah, so we specialize in industrial and manufacturing,
Yeah.
hospitality, retail, corporate office, breweries, and restaurants, but we also service healthcare and academic facilities. So essentially, being a commercial construction firm, we focus on the ground up construction and renovations of commercial properties throughout New England. We also have several divisions here. We have a pre-construction / design build team, a hospitality focused team, and a special and small projects team, which manages our service and maintenance as well as projects $500,000 or less.
Wow, so interesting. So would you say it's that, start to finish approach that Haynes Group takes that really separates itself from its competition?
Um, you know, I think we have a lot of qualities that differentiate us, but I would really have to say it's our people at the end of the day. Our team is dynamic, bold, and self-motivated. Mike and Brian, the two brothers who founded Haynes Group, they've really created a company that allows us to build our own path. And that gives us the ability to be ourselves and bring our own flair to what we produce and accomplish here.
That's fantastic. So, you mentioned, and I meant to ask you when you mentioned it, talking about your clients in all of those different industries and verticals, are there a certain size company that Haynes Group tends to work with? I know you mentioned a price point, so it sounds like there tends to be kind of a targeted audience that you guys work with.
So not exactly. Our clients are really anybody who is looking to renovate or build a commercial property. So any developers, brokers, franchisees. But
Nice.
what we do here is we have kind of different teams. So we have an industrial focused team who handles our industrial facilities, who handles retail. That team is specialized in dealing with those challenges and those clients. Our hospitality vice president handles obviously hotels and breweries actually, but so those projects can really range from 500,000 and up to really any amount. We are working on a $22 to $24 million project right now, but we also have a division that handles the 500,000 or less, because it requires different size teams to put on those projects, and requires different skill sets and resources.
Yeah. And why do you think it's important that, the industrial and then the hospitality and brewery kind of divisions, why do you think it's important that they're separate?
It's just different skill sets.
Yeah.
I'm sure that project executive could absolutely handle those types of projects and
Mhm.
vice versa, but they've spent so many years focused on those specific types of builds that they know how to handle any challenge that comes their way related
Mhm.
to that.
Mhm.
And they also know every client has a personality, and we've kind of figured out a way to fit those personalities with
Yeah.
our team, and it just flows really well.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So, talking about being in the construction industry, stereotypically, it's predominantly dominated by men.
Yeah.
So, being the marketing director, talk to me a little bit about how you've been able to kind of find your voice and make a name for yourself.
Well, being male dominated, we do have a lot of dominating personalities in our firm. And I find it wonderful because those are the people you learn the most from. You learn how to deal with different personalities, you learn about the industry. But finding my voice was a challenge initially. I don't think it had anything to do with being a woman. I would like to think it didn't. But I am very young. I just turned 30 and I'm in that director role, I'm in that leadership position. And I think, you know, I'm surrounded by men who have been in the industry for 10, 20, 30 years, where I've really only been here for 5.
Hmm.
So, there is that fear of making a mistake. And I also think they looked at it like, she's young, let's mentor her, let's use it as a learning experience or a teaching moment. So I've kind of had to find a way to push back. um, I get a lot of pushback, and I've now learned to push back a little on them as well. And I think it's healthy. And I think a lot of ideas that we've implemented here, both on the marketing side as well as the project management side, have come from that pushback.
I love it. I love it. That's really interesting. And I think you raised, a bunch of really good points up talking about, making a name for yourself, learning a lot from, people who have those big voices, because, they obviously have opinions, and learning to deal, we're learning to deal and work with that. I think that's fantastic. So, would you, I think we kind of touched on it, but I'm curious your thoughts was, what would you say the most significant misconception is, either about Haynes Group or about the construction industry? What would you say the biggest misconception that you hear often is?
I think there's two sides. I think from it being a male dominated side, there is that misconception that it's the boys club, right? I think that's what it's been called throughout the years. But having been here for the last 5 years, like, I would absolutely have to disagree. We have women here in a variety of roles, from accounting to marketing to project management to even carpenters apprentices out in the fields, which is so exciting to see women really going out there and doing these things. And it, they're able to really continue growing. There is endless growth potential here, and they're really breaking glass ceilings, which is fantastic. And then on the other side of it, I think the biggest one is that people think that the trades are lesser than going to college and getting a corporate job,
Mhm.
but the reality is that the trades have so much upward mobility, and there's almost this direct return on investment. You go to trade school and you don't have college debt. You graduate and you have the ability to make a lot of money right off the bat.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. And I think that those are two, important things to talk about, not only talking about Haynes Group, but also to like the construction industry in general, talking about, it's not the boys club. Like, women, are certainly incorporated in Haynes Group, and I think that's fantastic. And have worked in all different levels, not only Haynes Group, but also to, within construction. I think that's so important. So, Kate, if people wanted to learn more about Haynes Group, where would they go to learn more?
Everywhere. We've actually had people walk up on our job sites. They've seen our banners out on our fences, and they've approached our site supervisors asking for information about us. We have our website, social media. You can directly email me. Um, there's so many opportunities. I get messages all the time on LinkedIn. Tell me more. What is it that Haynes Group does? Facebook, people will message us and ask us, how can you help me? It's very fascinating to watch like the different avenues people have.
I love it. I love it. Well, Kate, this has been a fantastic conversation. As we start to wrap it up, is there anything that you want to leave our listeners with, either about Haynes Group, about being a marketer, about, the construction industry, anything you want to leave our listeners with?
I think finding like that right place to be, both as, an employee and as a client. So we've just celebrated our 20th anniversary, and we are still very much a family company. It was founded by Mike and Brian, two brothers, and their father and their brother-in-law work with us. We've kind of grown up watching their families grow, watching our own teammates' families grow. And I think that's a huge factor in our success, is our ability to put people first. And at the end of the day, when you're a client, you want that teammate. You want that complete solution who's going to be your friend throughout the entire process, because construction is stressful. Being, in the renovation process is stressful, and you want a quality contractor, a quality partner. And, that's what you get at Haynes Group. That's who we are here. And, I've certainly found my home here, and I would hope that other people would as well.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love it. Well, Kate, this has been a great conversation. I really appreciate you taking the time to be on Business Ninjas, break down all things Haynes Group, talk about construction, talk about being, a woman in construction and marketing just in general. I really appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, great to have you.